evening and welcome to tonight's special feature on prayer at SNN, the Sanctuary News Network. My name is Sarah Canada and tonight we have a very unique story just for you. This story has been shared with us from our friend, Pastor Pavel Goya. He is a prayer warrior for God. Pastor Goya has many amazing prayer stories, but there's just one we'd like to share with you tonight. This story comes from the country of Cuba, where Pastor Goya had taken several of his church members to do 3 evangelistic series and plant 3 churches where there were no other Seventh-day Adventist churches. They prayed for months and they raised the money to begin planting their churches. One of his church members, Dr. Peter Blackburn, was in charge of one of the evangelistic locations. He was so excited to be working for Jesus and to help to teach the people in Cuba. Everything was set. He had rented the building, invited the people, and began to preach. He preached on Friday night and Saturday night. But then the trouble began. That night, the police came and arrested him and took away their building to hold the meetings in. Dr. Blackburn was very confused. He couldn't understand what he had done wrong. He asked the police and they said he did not have the proper paperwork that he needed to hold his meetings. Eventually, the police let him go, but they did take the building, and they did not return all the money he had spent to rent that building. Poor Dr. Blackburn was very discouraged, and he thought he would not be able to continue to plant a church at that location. He was ready to give up and go back and join Pavel Goya at another location in Cuba. But Pastor Goya said, "No, we didn't pray to God for 3 months about this project for you to stop. I want you to stay right there and plant a church. God led you to where you are. Stay and plant that church." Dr. Blackburn wasn't sure what to do next, but he decided to gather all of his workers together and pray again. He wasn't sure how long he should pray, but Pastor Goya said, "Keep on praying as long as it takes until you get the answer on what to do next." After praying, Dr. Blackburn began to go to the police and ask what he could do to continue preaching about Jesus. The police told him, "You can either go home or try to find a church that would allow you to come in and preach." So, Dr. Peter went to the Methodist Church, the Pentecostal Church, the Catholic Church, the Apostolic Church, but everybody said, "No, you cannot preach here." So they decided to take an entire night and pray to God for an answer on what they should do next. While they were praying, the Baptist pastor came to him and said, "You know what? You can use our church if you will pay me to fix the roof." "Well," Dr. Peter said, "how much will that cost?" The Baptist pastor said, $2,500. "Oh no, we can't pay that much. We only have $2,800 to buy food, a bus for transportation, and to help pay for the Bible workers." Dr. Peter called Pavel Goya. Pastor Goya said, "Give him the money and pray that God will help you. God has all the money that you need. Just believe and trust him." So Dr. Peter gave the Baptist pastor $2,500. Let's hear what Pastor Goya says happens next.
He gave the Baptist pastor $2,500, and that Sunday night they had evangelism, and the people that came previously, they came, and the Baptist pastor came to check them out. After evangelism, he paid food, he paid lodging, he paid transportation, all 300. So how much money did he have left over? 0. He paid $2,500 to the Baptist pastor, 300 for the expenses. That makes it 2,800. Nothing left over. And he says to his wife, "Diane, what are we going to do tomorrow? We have no money for food, for lodging, for transportation. Would you look in your purse? Maybe you have some money." And she says, "Honey, I don't have anything. I have nothing. I just don't have money. Please take a look. And she looks and she says, honey, you forgot to give the Baptist pastor the money. The envelope is here, 2,500. He says, no, I gave him the money. No, you didn't. He looks, the envelope is there, 2,500. He counts the money, 2,500. He calls the Baptist pastor, I'm sorry, I forgot to give you the money. The Baptist pastor says, you gave me the money, 2,500. I have them in my hand. I have an envelope, 2,500. He calls me, Pastor, did you put 2,500 in my briefcase? No, I didn't. If I had the money, I would be happy. No, I didn't. Pastor, we have 2,500. Praise the Lord. Next day, the Baptist pastor told his church, I like the way they do it. And he calls the whole church. 140 people come. The whole Baptist church. In the evening, he pays food, he pays lodging, he pays transportation, and then he counts. How much money? 2,500. Next day, he pays everything, 2,500. 10 days, every day, he used money, and the money didn't go down. And he called me, and I said, Peter, would you mind to give me that envelope, please? I would like to have it. I was kidding. When they finished evangelism, they paid everything every day. At the end, they still had 2,500 in the envelope. Isn't God amazing?
Well, we here at SNN are so thankful that we serve a God who hears our every prayer. The same God who split the Red Sea, saved Daniel from the lion's den, and provided the money for Pastor Peter in Cuba can still answer our prayers today. To all our listeners out there, be sure to take your prayers to God. He is waiting to hear from you. This is Sarah Canada with SNN, the Sanctuary News Network, signing off.